Stepping up on short notice, Utah's Jeff Carson makes the walk to the TPF cage for the first time in his career. Normally fighting at featherweight, Carson now makes the move to 155 pounds as a last-minute replacement to Mario Soto. Tonight, he'll look to make the most of a short-notice opportunity. Originally slated for a much-anticipated rubber match with Papis Martinez, Tony Llamas now pulls the name of a last-minute replacement. A veteran of 30 fights, Llamas looks to extend his 3-fight win streak. Coming up next, Utah's Jeff Carson takes on TPF veteran Tony Llamas. Jeff Carson makes a walk to the TPF cage on just a touch over 24 hours notice. I can't imagine what is going through the mind of Tony Llamas. He was originally scheduled to settle the score with the Tachi kid, Papis Martinez, then was switched to Mario Soto. Soto failed to make the weight and make the trek down from Sacramento, and now he has Jeff Carson on just 24 hours notice. But, you know, I can almost imagine that Tony Llamas is unfazed by that as a veteran of 30 fights, but now he has to prepare for Jeff Carson, who, you know, really, if you haven't put together a game plan, you might not know anything about the kid.
Yeah, you know, I mean, not a lot of fights. Both guys have lost by submission quite a few times, so. But Jeff Carson's a guy, you see him on the Matchmaker Richard Goodman's Facebook quite a bit, chirping, hey, man, I'm ready to fight whenever you need me. And so I guess he was kind of like, you know, the third option kind of guy, and they gave him a call, and sure enough, he came through on his word. He said he's good to go 24 hours, and here he is.
He is a natural featherweight, walking around right around 153, 154 pounds. So he just literally got in the car, drove over, weighed in. Now he finds himself in the fight. So interesting stuff for Jeff Carson, trying to make a short notice opportunity into a successful Tachi Palace Fights debut.
Yeah, I've taken some short notice fights, but never 24 hours, man. That's wild.
We mentioned Tony Llamas has prepared for 3 opponents for this bout tonight, and you know, I think a lot of guys would be fazed by it. If anyone wouldn't be fazed by it, it might be Tony Llamas. He's a guy who just absolutely loves to fight. While the record is a touch below 500, I don't want to say that he doesn't care about his record, but he just loves to fight. He's married to competing, and he gets a chance tonight. It's not in the main event like it was supposed to be, but I'm sure Tony Llamas is going to come in with the same attitude had he been standing in front of Mario Soto or Papis Martinez.
And honestly, I mean, here's a guy who's got a 14-15 record. 13 of his 14 wins are by finish. 15 out of his losses, all of his losses are by finish. 14 of those being submissions. But he's on a 3-fight win streak, and he's beaten 3, you know, somewhat well-known fighters. Alexander Crispum, the black belt, he beat him. Beat Darren Crisp. Beat Sergio Cortez in a rematch after he had lost to Cortez before. I was looking forward to that rubber match with Papis, but here we are, a new opponent. And like you said, this guy's down to fight. I mean, you could have pulled a guy out of the crowd tonight, and he would have, after this fight, I bet you could pull a guy out of the crowd and say, you want another one? He'd probably say yes.
Absolutely. He loves fighting, and as you mentioned, recently has been very successful. Nice little 3-run streak here going for Tony Llamas, and he just absolutely loves fighting. So not in the main event, but still gets a chance to compete here tonight. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this one. Tony Llamas stands 5 feet 7 inches tall, 3 inches the reach advantage for Jeff Carson at 6 feet even. 154.6 for Tony Llamas, 152 for Carson. We mentioned that's pretty much his natural walking around weight. 37 years is the age of Tony Llamas. Jeff Carson at 24. Let's throw it up to Tyson Johnson for our official particulars.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next Tachi Palace fight will be 3 5-minute rounds in the lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This fighter stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 155 pounds. He represents Team Ultimate Brothers with a mixed martial arts record of 4 wins and 4 defeats. He hails from Porterville, California. Please welcome Jeff Carson. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, stands 5 feet 7 inches tall. He weighed in at 155 pounds. He represents the Fearless Fighters Fight team with a mixed martial arts record of 15 wins and 15 defeats. He hails from Porterville, California. Please welcome Tony Nuno Llamas. Your referee for this bout will be Jason McCoy.
A stare down from Lamas before the action even starts. He's just glaring at Carson.
One of the more intimidating figures you'll find here in the Central Valley is Tony Yamas. Generally one of the best mustaches as well in mixed martial arts. We're rocking the full beard tonight. Yamas
I'm
on
not
the
sure
white.
what that's about. Oh, head kick attempt. Carson comes back with a body kick. Carson looks very herky-jerky.
Oh, hard right high kick there by Yamas.
Carson looks very herky-jerky. Oh, got the work. Spinning kick. I was going to his
Yamas
guillotine.
going for that guillotine. Carson needs to fight out of this. Nice position here by Yamas, really cranking it. Carson able to relieve the pressure there, though.
Oh,
Yamas switches to knees.
Big knees to the head, too. And now he's going back to the guillotine. Start worrying about the knees, here comes the guillotine. Start worrying about the guillotine, here comes the knees.
Oh, beautiful knee by Yamas. Carson's got to be hurt from that. Yamas just throws him down, lands inside now.
This isn't looking good here. He's in crucifix position now, raining down big elbows.
Beautiful elbows there by Yamas. Minute into this one, a lot of action here early.
Back to the crucifix. Carson able to scramble back with that reverse grapevine again. Yamas gets out of that position, goes just straight to his back. No hooks.
Yamas calm here, picking his shots, making sure he doesn't give up anything. Beautiful back take right into the rear naked. Carson able to buck him off just for a brief moment. Hard to see what Yamas has, though.
Let's see if he tries to flatten him out here.
He's high, though. Carson might be able to go out the back door. Yamas makes the adjustment. Now he's going for that rear naked. Carson fight. This is done. Tony Yamas by rear naked choke. Round number 1. Wow. Credit to Jeff Carson for stepping up on short notice, but Tony Yamas, I mean, this guy's a man on a mission. Late into his career, he's a guy that has 500 success, but he's on a run like he's really never had before in his career.
Yeah, and sometimes if you don't hear the story of what's going on in their personal life, or maybe he's got some kind of motivation now. You know what? I'm tired of losing. I'm tired of just taking short notice fights like Carson did, and I'm tired of sometimes some of these guys' losses aren't the same. Here we see him take his back, and you could tell pretty early on that he had quite an advantage. He has size advantage as well as a technical advantage, strength advantage. Flattens him out here. He's got the rear naked, and Carson's forced to tap. And it just looked like Lamas was very confident right off the get-go in this one.
I personally don't think that the word journeyman is a bad word in mixed martial arts. Tony Yamas fits that description, but not a lot of journeymen that you'll see coming out throwing spinning wheel kicks like that as well. Tony Yamas has it all, and it was all on display here tonight in his first round victory over Jeff Carson. Let's make it official. Here's Tyson Johnson.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 1 minute, 30 seconds into the first round, your winner, by way of tap out, Tony Nuno Lamas.
It wasn't the main event title-clinching victory that Tony Yamas was expecting here tonight, but you can argue and say that might be a career highlight performance there by Tony Yamas. Really, he did everything he wanted to in this bout.
Well, he couldn't have done anything better. Four in a row now for him. He's definitely on a run. And there'll be another touch. Just and maybe that fight with Poppies or whatever fight materializes. And I'm sure he wants that belt. So we'll see what happens in the future here. But good 4-fight win streak here for Tony Lamas.
Tony Yamas getting it done inside the TPF cage. We'll see what his next bout will be here. But here's the action. Walk us through it.
Here's the head kick. Kind of landed, looked like to the neck or slapping the chin. And you could just tell almost from any position, he's very confident in there. He throws a spinning heel kick, goes to the guillotine. When the guillotine didn't work, he started blasting him with some heavy knees. Then he went back. There's one of the knees. Then he go back to the guillotine. Ended up dragging this to the ground, taking the back. Carson's trying to escape. Gets flattened out here. Clamps him down with that rear naked choke and finishes the fight. Just like that.
Tony Yamas getting it done here inside the TPF cage. Coming up next, a bantamweight fight you do not want to miss between Jeremiah Labiano and Ricky Simone.